Oof. Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Very on-time streamer here with some more racing. Whew. Okay, server should be up pretty soon. Hopefully it's all set up correctly. Oh, it's up now. Perfect timing. Let us hop in. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. That's fine. I guess I must have turned CSP off. Kill Lupo Blooper. Well, it depends if he joins. But hey there, Evgeny. How's it going? That has worked. Okay. So I'm just drive a bit, get a feel for the car again. Hello, yes, I am doing relatively well. How's the house project going? Slow, very slow, but it's getting there. Crazy to think that it's been almost 2 years already. But, yeah, we're slowly ticking away at it. It is coming along. Oh dear. How's things going across on your end then? Anything new and exciting? Pretty easy. $160 Hot Wheels, damn. Building up a strong collection, eh? For another, because of the kids. I think that's the interesting thing that we're starting to see now is the real blending of things. Ben's Bobby's confirmed. Yeah, I feel like we're starting to see like I feel like you know, our generations, I know obviously we're from slightly different generations, but I feel like this kind of like, you know, the generations that have grown up over the last 20, 30 years, we're sort of starting to see like an interesting blend between, you know, sort of what we're in, you know, what like the sort of adults into and what the youth are kind of into. Obviously what the youth is into is still evolving, but like, you know, of course, like stuff like video games and stuff like Hot Wheels and that lot are becoming increasingly prevalent across adults because, you know, we're all obviously grown up and whatnot. Like macro photography, yeah. Okay, this car is a bit of understeer to her. Like, it's weird to think that, like, I'm eventually, you know... Yeah, as my father said to me 25 years ago, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like stuff like video games as well, like... You know... Couldn't fathom, like, you know... Yeah, yeah, there's the very realistic fact that I'm probably going to be like, you know, once I'm old and retired, I'll probably still be sat around playing video games and whatnot. It's like, well, I mean, I guess 50, 60 years ago, video games didn't even really exist. So. Not kids in house, just more expensive toys. Yeah, exactly, yeah. When you become an adult, you realize you can finally buy all that random crap you wanted to buy as a kid. And never could. It's like, ooh, I have money now. And then, I don't have money now. Yeah. Health can win. Priorities. Albeit, I've always been pretty... I'd say I've always been pretty frugal with my spending. That's kind of how, like, the house and stuff was able to happen and whatnot. So it was always funny to me when I first started as an apprentice. We weren't getting paid a lot, obviously, because we were apprentices. And so, like, you know, they could legally pay us less because they were paying out the ass for our education and whatnot. Like, getting us our, like, higher level of education to be able to do our jobs and whatnot. And, but I remember, like, after, like, the first few pay packets we'd gotten, because I sort of started with like a group of people. It was like they were all like, yeah, I'm dead broke. I bought like some new watch, some of them bought like new cars, not expensive cars. Again, we weren't earning a lot of money, but you know, they went and bought new cars. They went and bought like fancy clothes. They went out partying. They're like, I'm dead broke, and it's like, oh, all right, well, I've spent basically nothing of what I've earned. Yeah, when people suddenly get, like, a load of money in their hands for the first time, they're like, ooh, I can now own all the shiny things. I've tried to open up more myself as well recently, because it's like... You know, by the time I come to spending my money, I'm going to be old and retired, and I'm going to be like, oh, well, now I can't spend my money on anything, so... Might as well spend it now on silly things. I think I sent some photos of Thunder Crew Disco if you'd like to take a look. Oh, yeah, I think I don't know if I've seen any more recent ones, but I did see some of them you did post. Back from like a month or two ago. I need to tidy up my Discord server list though. I'm at a bunch of Discord servers that are just dead. No new ones, okay. So yeah, I have some servers that have been dead since like 2018. And it's like I'm still there for whatever reason. Just never thought about leaving. Yeah, I need to start doing it. But I have 3 tripods and a gimbal. That's surely enough, right? It's not. Oh no, it's a 11080. Okay. I don't know if I can make this set up a little. Pressures. I can add one here. Add a bunch more on the back here, I think. How much fuel? 28 minutes. So these are 12-minute races, so I could drop a lot of that out. You know, we'll see how that changes things. Before I get too deep in the weeds of changing this car. Guess one thing I did forget to mention. So yeah, this series we are running ballast, so the 3 of us who were last week do all have some. I did half the values though, because I realized if somebody won all the races, they'd end the season with 120 kilograms of ballast, which is maybe a little much. 60 kilos is still quite a bit, so more reasonable value. Something where you're gonna make an Aston Martin win. Hell yeah. Yeah, you see, I'll just BOP all my rivals into the ground so that I win every week. Ignore the fact that they probably just leave. But I'm guaranteed to. Oh, I didn't know ballast compounds. Yeah, originally I'd like scaled it for like a 6-round season, and then I just left those numbers, and then I was like, wait, hang on, we're doing like this is technically a 12-race season, so no Pandemic Clone ACC who was on Zig put 50 kgs in his car. Phil's already going faster than me. Oh dear. I'm just slow in this thing, it seems. Yeah, the ballast does stack. It does. There are a few interesting scenarios that can play out. I think for sanity's sake, if everyone on the grid is carrying ballast, that's. I was gonna say I just drop it down for everyone so it's even. Still. Daihatsu management needs you to get into the 107s? Is that a subtle way of you telling me a 107 is possible here? If so, I am fucked. That's what I'm learning. I'm well and truly fucked. Let me play around with the front suspension a little bit. Try and get a bit more rotation. Vulcan subtlety. Yeah, if Daihatsu management needs me to get into the 107s, I'm fired, I think is the answer. It ain't happening, boss, without a stroke of magic. Divine intervention. I'm just going slower. We'll practice. I'm trying. What do you think I'm doing? Having a gander? Might as well be at this rate, to be honest. See, what could I change again on the front? Oh, it's just camber and toe. I think if I bump that up. Oh, toes already at negative values? Oh. Shucks. Or maybe actually if I lower that a bit. See what that does. I'm just guessing. Quite a lot of long, flowy corners, so... Oh! The steering wheel was upside down. Oh, the joys of direct drive. That still catches me out sometimes. I'm used to the old Logitech was always self-center itself, but this one doesn't. Yari down into the 108.7s. What'd you get? The RS50. So still Logitech, but obviously better. Not the full kit though, just obviously the base and the steering wheel, because I already have Club Sport V3 pedals that I've been using for like the past, what, like 6 years now or so, I think. I didn't really see any reason to replace them, so... Okay, the car's feeling a bit better, so we'll see what this does for the lap times. The blast first 2-3 hours of driving. I mean, I've had it for... I'm starting to want more. I don't know. For me, at least, I'd say it's fine. Yeah, I was perfectly happy with sticking with the G920 for longer. But then I kind of realized that, like, you know, if there's any, like, peripheral I'm gonna buy that's gonna be worth, I'm gonna definitely get my value for money out of, it would be a better wheel. So why am I not doing that? And technically speaking, if I want more, I could just up the power on this, because I'm only running it at 50%, so at like 4 Newton meters at the moment. It was 2021 when I told you that. Probably. Just back to what I said earlier, I am pretty frugal. I mean, back when I bought my new, which is now 5-year-old, near 5-year-old PC, I remember it took basically all my friends and even my parents to be like, look, bro, you need to just buy it. You just need to buy a new PC. Like... 4 is not enough. I think 12 is the sweet spot. Well, I need a rig before I can go all the way up to 12. And for a rig, I need more space, and we're back to square one. Really, the eternal conundrum that has denied me for so long. I am just not improving. Next peripheral webcam. Maybe. Albeit, I don't think having my mug on the screen will really add much value to the live stream. I don't really have anywhere I'd put the webcam either at the moment. Pretty much all on my desk. Like, my desk isn't really messy, but there's no real, like, convenient spot to put it. I mean, even at the moment, my microphone's in, like, a really awkward mounting spot. It's kind of just like, I don't even know where I'm at. Oh, yeah, right. I mounted it on, like, a shelf that's... So my desk is up next to, like, what is an old fireplace. And, it's not active anymore, but there's, like, a little shelf on top of where the fireplace was, and that's what I have the microphone bolted to. Mics and wheels are not going easy together. No. Might be right, you're way too calm for a webcam delay. Maybe. To be honest, sometimes I do just, like, naturally, like, gesticulate. Whether I'm talking to friends or, like, doing, like, live stream stuff. Even though, like, you guys can't see it. I just do it. It's just natural. Also, fuck. I threw that away. Yeah, I go through. It's a webcam it is. I mean, I'm not, like, dancing around and whatnot. But, yeah, I don't know. Ooh, God. I wouldn't rule out the possibility, but I would say it's pretty low down on my priority list overall. To get a webcam. Who knows, maybe when I'm raking in them big streamer dollars, I'll do it. But I don't think that's gonna be for a while, so... People are able to get so much more out of this card than I can. I am just struggling all around. I feel like I'm losing a lot on the hairpins. Just didn't have a webcam, that's fine. I mean, these others aren't even streaming, so... Unless you're saying I won't be making mega bucks until I buy a webcam, then maybe... Maybe... But hey, at least I interact with the audience. I was gonna say unlike a lot of other smaller streamers, but unlike a lot of big streamers even. I've sometimes seen, like, bigger streamers that just sat there, like... I mean, in those cases, it is somewhat understandable because the chat is, like, way too fast, but at the same time, you could at least make some kind of thinly veiled effort to try. Yeah, not that live streaming is inherently difficult, but I guess the sort of hidden, like, art behind being able to live stream well is being able to balance doing what you're doing and interacting with the audience. Because if you do too much of one, you can't do the other, and... 1095. I'm getting slightly faster. Nowhere near fast enough. I'm still a ways off. Yeah, 1.5 seconds. I'm pretty certain Batia is gonna knock into those 107s. Because that was a warning shot he gave earlier. I think. Like, hey, I'm doing this whether you want me to or not. It doesn't have the flashing button. Ugh. And here we go. If logic is anything to go by, I got a couple of really good starts, so maybe if I can repeat those, it'd be good. Well, I beat Yari and Mattia off the line. Not Phil, though. Woods coming around the outside. Mattia trying to make quick work of the field. Okay, Phil is running away, so probably does want to make quick work of me. So I'm just gonna slow him down. Oh, I stayed ahead. That's big. Did search you wanted them for ages. Obsbot Meat 2. I'm guessing that's a webcam of some description. Ooh, we touched a bit. A little bit of door banging. 4K AI everything, $150. This wall is a matchstick box. AI and a camera, though? Ugh. Oh, he's all over me. He's gonna... I've seen some of those, like, AI-powered cameras on phones, and honestly, they look fucking horrible. Well, like, the pictures they take look fucking horrible. Because they're like, ooh, we gotta AI enhance the photo, and... It just makes the real photo you took look AI generated, and it's like, wow. Thanks. That was what I wanted. Follows you gesture control. Had that one before. But yeah, I'm not really in any place to buy one now, I'd say. It's also kind of a me thing, but I would like to have a tidier background. The background at the moment... Well, at the moment, I'm sat in a dark room. And what's behind me is my bed and a window. Not exactly very stylish backdrop. Too bad in 2031. Maybe, hopefully, by then I've got a better space for myself. Because that is kind of an end goal that we do have. Is I would love to build a bit of a proper space for myself somewhere. Took so long to buy the wheel. Who knows? I don't know. 2026 is going to be a weird year. I'm really not sure where I'm going. Yeah. But, I think this might be a year for taking some gambles and some risks. But I need to figure them out first. I'm just being left behind. No one knows where we're going. Yeah, that's true. Especially given recent news. But I mean, even from like a me myself perspective, the pie is off the list, I guess. Yeah. For myself, I'm not even sure where I'm gonna... It's like... Given a lot of circumstances that have happened recently, in both specific to my job and with the industry as a whole, honestly not... I don't know what my job is even going to look like next year. Or whether or not I still even want to be in the job for the foreseeable future. Which is an interesting prospect. Hey Adam, how's it going? But yeah, the big last again, I'm shocked. Honestly, I am painfully slow in this car. These guys know something that I don't. I'm just not not really adapting to the driving style of the Daihatsu particularly well, I guess. I think it's these hairpins that are really killing me. I'm really struggling to get the car hooked up through them. I don't really know where necessarily I'm going wrong. It lost in that field too. Yeah, see, I just feel like I'm going so slow. I'm having to absolutely crawl through them. It's funny, I chose the car, yeah. You see, the problem is though, is when I choose the content, obviously I could only test with I test with, you know, on my own and whatnot. Oh god. And sometimes against the AI as well, just to get a little feel for it. But obviously, driving on my own and driving against the AI isn't necessarily representative of how the races are gonna go. Because it's happened time and time again where, like, a car gets completely flipped on its head. Like, people are just able to make the car do things I couldn't even fathom in practicing. You know. It's... I mean, it's the eternal curse of these Tuesday races that the field is too quick. um... And that applies no matter what we pick. Choose the car, but not the field. Yeah, exactly. Someone who's been fixing cars past the similar AC cars have rushed up AI implementation. Yeah. I mean, some tracks, as we've discussed at length before, some tracks also have really botched AI implementation as well. I mean, these... I was testing these at Okayama with the AI, and the AI were, like, slowing to a crawl on a couple of the corners. I didn't really bother looking into why, but it was just like... It's probably a pretty obvious reason somewhere. But it was just an interesting quirk to see. At least the title of the stream is right, yeah. Hopefully in the Ferraris I could do a bit better. Who knows? I am, yeah, there's something I'm missing somewhere with this car. I'm not really sure what it is, really. It's reverse top 3 as well, so I'm not even going to get reversed in the second race. You're not in the Apex Predator, though. Not in this car, I'm not. Funny examples of four-door Skyline with 3 different tire sets. One of them had the wrong pressure set, which meant the car would just get absorbed by the tarmac. Love it. Yeah, some blunders that I've seen on mods myself and from what we've talked about over, like, the past few weeks. Like, you really have to question, did people actually test this? And if they did, what were they thinking? Like, if I'm doing something for myself, right, I'll sometimes sit back and be like, it's whatever. I can live with the jank and the awkwardness. But if I was to release it to people, I would definitely want to tidy things up a bit more before I shipped it. It was like a thing people could get. I guess some people are just like, nah, it's good enough. And I'm not going to charge you like $20 for it on Patreon. It's like, oh my god, what are we doing? But hey, Mattia put his money where his mouth is. He is indeed putting in those 107s. With his very, very cryptic hint earlier. Daihatsu management would indeed be firing me with a performance like this. I'm like a second off the pace. At best. 2 seconds at worst. First updates fix up an Audi 200. Said Audi is now on page. Paste that Skyline I mentioned after I fixed that too. Huh. Well, that happened. You know what? I'm gonna put a gamble. 107%? Barely. Fucking barely. No, Michael, no. Alright, we'll try to flip this on its head. Because I have to try something here. What we did last time, it did not work. So, knocked out a lot of the camber. Actually, I need to grid up quickly. Basically neutral toe. Basically just going neutral on the front, whereas I went with a bit more. Hoping that'll help me out a bit. It'll shoot in the middle. It's the fuel. Yeah, totally. I think the real problem is the idiot behind the seat. I tried Matthias' setup last week that he sent between the races, and that just made me go backwards. 95 for you, they're running 100 octanes. Behind the seat? Well, that's probably my problem. I'm not even sat in the fucking seat. Can we get a camera? There you go. See, this is where I've been sat the whole time. Oh god. I could actually see the rev dial more clearly from back here. Maybe this is the play. Oh, maybe not. This is a little funky. Maybe I need to be more aggressive on the braking. I don't know. There's something I'm missing. Can't be worse than the last time. Well, I mean, I at least didn't start last race in last place. I made a position on the start, which I didn't this time. I only went backwards. Okay. Enough of being silly. I want any hope of catching up. Rear pressure looks out of the ordinary. I was taking a page out of Matthias' book from last week. He ran over-pressured rears. I assumed to get the rear end to slide out more through the turns. I don't know if he's done the same this week, but admittedly, it didn't help me last week. And well, it doesn't really seem to be making a difference this week, I'll be honest. Last week it made the car more skittish, but this week it seems to just be kind of meh. The same. The problem is less the rear grip, though, for me. It's more the front grip. It's not getting anywhere near the front grip that I want out of this. Like Yuki, Albon, Gasly, and Checo combined. I guess the problem maybe does stem from the fact that you need to maybe drive this a bit more like a front-wheel drive. It's a four-wheel drive car, but I'm assuming it's probably front-biased. Which obviously, as we know, I'm a renowned professional in front-wheel drive. I am just fucking slow. That is the stone cold truth. Maybe I should allow myself to use the semi-slicks, but nobody else. In other news, I saw iRacing Arcade came out today. And it seems like people are pretty divided. From what I've seen and what I've played, I mean, I already played the demo, but, you know, I'd still at least have some degree of hands-on with the game. The career mode stuff, I haven't touched that, obviously, because that wasn't in the demo, but the career mode stuff seems alright, I guess. It seems pretty neat. They tried something, but everything else is basically just Circuit Superstars with a different camera and less content, so... Apparently more content will come later down the line, but I don't know about that. I'll believe it when I see it. So far, seems kind of underwhelming overall. Like, maybe the career mode is nice for a bit, but apparently it only takes like a couple of seasons before you've really seen everything in the career mode. Who could have seen that coming? No, I definitely didn't see that coming. Not at all. Just hopefully they don't do what they did with Karting Superstars and abandon it. And hopefully, like Circuit Superstars, they don't have a messy breakup with the publisher. Like they did with Square Enix. Because it'd be even worse for iRacing Arcade. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll pick it up for now, but I'll keep my eye on it. See how they... See what they plan to do with it. Because I know for Circuit Superstars, they did add more content to that over time. But Circuit Superstars had the benefit of being relatively novel when it came out, and also it had more content, I'm pretty certain, than what iRacing Arcade has. But one thing I did notice is that obviously with iRacing Arcade, like looking at some reviews and stuff like that, with iRacing Arcade featuring real-life tracks, like shrunken versions of real-life tracks, one of the things you'll notice if you play Circuit Superstars is that the fictionalized versions of real tracks are actually kind of simplified, and they sort of been redesigned in a way which better suits the handling. But with the licensing, there's some weird sections in some of these actual licensed tracks that don't really seem to fit the handling model that Circuit Superstars had as well. They also seem to have made the cars slower. Saw some footage of like the Abarth 500 racing, and it looked really slow. I don't think the like Abarth 500 knockoff that they had in Circuit Superstars was that slow, all things considered. So I don't know. Weird changes there. I haven't really experienced it myself, so I don't know how it would feel, but just from eyeballing it, from what I know from Circuit Superstars, what I know from the demo, and what I can see with my eyes, it does look a little awkward in some places. On a more positive news, Recreation is still getting updates. Oh yeah, I did see they were still getting updates. Seems the team now has a Patreon. It's good to hear, but I still would say some of the part of their downfall was simply the fact that they didn't really make... They never really delivered on their promises on any of the projects they made. I wouldn't say the publisher was fully in the right either, but at the same time, they probably agreed on that deal. So, it is what it is. Obviously, you could make the argument that some of these agreements are the publishers make are morally wrong, but obviously publishers only care about making their money back. So, I sadly doubt that's going to change anytime soon. I was actually getting steadily faster there throughout, but still just way off the pace. At least they still get to work on it. Yeah, I mean, they have a chance to redeem themselves, I guess. It'll be interesting to see if they actually are able to achieve that or not. Because that'll be the big question. At least in my eyes. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll be watching the actual race that happened. Through the replays. Definitely not from my perspective. It was lost at sea. Um, but yeah, the... Okay, can it load the replays, please? Let me restart Content Manager. Maybe that'll do it. But actually, this does feed into a bit of a theory or a bit of a thought I've had lately, and that's that with the way the internet, especially, is going, I kind of envision the internet fundamentally changing. I'm already starting to see some of that come into play, and I feel like the internet is fundamentally going to change in such a way where, I mean, I don't know how much is going to happen, but I think the future kind of lies in smaller, more dedicated groups, rather than and being more independently ran projects, rather than like major things. And be interested to see how whether or not I'm right or wrong on that. But I do feel like, you know, as people grow more conscious and as the way things are continue to shift and twist, I do think that's going to be the prevailing thing, is if you can bolster a good community behind you, doing things for that community will probably be the way forward, rather than just trying to appease to the masses. Do I regret picking the Storia now? Not necessarily. I obviously need to learn, because there is something grave that I am missing. Whether that's just changing up my inputs a bit, I don't know, but yeah, I need to change up something. The main thing I'm sad about is at least for the Storia specifically, albeit in general also, is that the grid sizes have kind of nosedived a bit. I don't know how much of that is down to the car, but I was kind of hoping if we could have like the grid sizes we had in previous seasons, we'd have some pretty interesting racing maybe. But as it stands, we're a little too spread at the moment to really make use of it. But I did get a pretty decent start, and then obviously my extreme lack of pace is comes into the fray. However, I'm guessing by you saying, do I regret picking the Story, is that saying you don't like it either? But yeah. Little door bang there. I knew I had to be relatively aggressive if I was gonna stand any degree of a chance to keep in that position. It didn't work. Wasn't intended for the contact, but I knew I had to cut back if I wanted any hope in hell. Obviously now I'm roadblock for Yari. Mafia movie, seen for 5 years, kick Sandor, points gun. Where's the Ram Kowalski? Real. Yeah, when are we gonna get, like... Is that gonna be the final update for GTA Online? We just rob Ram sticks. We fly to China and steal some Ram sticks. Come back to the US, sell them for like a giga profit. That was basically the end of the race for me. Either up front. I don't know if Yari caught up, but I think maybe did Mattia catch Phil? Answer to that question is not quite. What about race 2? Need to invest into downloadable RAM. Yeah. By the time Payday 3 would do a RAM heist, the shortage should be resolved. That's true. That is very true. Phil shooting it up the middle here, that was pretty bold. Made it work though. Kinda. Went a bit deep. I think, is he gonna hold on? He does. Yari and Mattia tripping over each other a little bit. Big messaging that the Ferrari server is live. Mattia all over Phil. It's a better run. Immediately shoots up the inside. Is he gonna take it? Phil goes a bit deep, but does he hold on? He might. Tear on the curve a bit there. I don't think that helped much. Oh, he got on the curb there. Not really a curb, but it kind of acts like one, I guess. Pushed him out way wide. So really scupper his momentum on the exit. So allows him to draw pretty much dead even. Outbraked into the corner, and there's the move done. Does he have any response? Guess not. That was a little decent little battle there, but not a lot over. I think we're all a little too spaced. Fuck. Why is that Magello? Bear with me, caller. Mistakes have been made, it seems. How have I managed that? I definitely... Did I? I don't know what I did, but let me check this. I should be fine. Check this. That's fine as well. What about... But that's not. Fine. Okay, I gotta restart the server quickly because it is the same as last week. Fuck. I don't know how that happened. I definitely did overwrite it. But maybe... What in the fuck is happening? Okay, hang on. Technical difficulties. I've done goofed. That's what's happened. Just gonna... I forget how I killed the server last time. So I'm just gonna fast forward it onto the race, and then it should... Okay, I think it's killed itself. There we go. Fixed. Cool. Beats me how that happened. But, we are fixed. They're not. There you go. Back to this track in another Ferrari nonetheless. It was a pretty cool track last time we raced it in the 599XX. Figured it'd be a pretty fitting track for these cars. My other pick was potentially Monaco, but I figured this would be better. Also more fitting because Italian street track. Plus the noise over the cobbles. Ooh, overshot it a bit. Oh. Monaco's only raceable with scooters. I don't know, I'd say when we did the... I think the Formula Easters round there weren't too bad, and actually when we did the, like, Viper and the Corvette, I'd say that wasn't too bad either. We'll ignore the fact that I think I might have won both those races. But I think it does work with the right combos. Modern day Formula 1 cars, however, hell no. I'm gonna overshoot this corner again. Oh. I don't know why, whenever I play with custom shaders patch on, it makes this restart session button appear on even in a session, which is interesting. Now you have a DD wheel, you can feel the lack of road texture. I don't know, I feel enough with the wheel on my end at least. Then again, I'd say I'm pretty green. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah, the cobbles are... yeah, you don't get anything. But I do get, around the rest of the track, I do get some, like, vibrations here and there. But actually, yeah, the cobbles are ironically probably the smoothest part of the track. They make more noise. Whoops. They make more audio noise than they do road noise, which I guess is somewhat counterintuitive. I feel like this is maybe one of those cases where the, like, whole true feel thing could maybe work on this wheel, but I haven't actually used true feel for anything yet, and AC doesn't support it, so... I don't actually know what it does or what it feels like when it does work. Probably some, like, plugins somewhere you get for AC that makes it work, but I don't know. Shit, that is funny. There is unironically more road feel on the actual tarmac than there is on on the cobbles. That is a bit fucky. Taking that corner a lot faster, I think. You mentioned that, I now can't unsee. I guess not really unsee, but unfeel that. Just the difference when you get onto the cobbles. It's really bizarre. I should have slowed down. I've made the mistake. Didn't make it last lap. But I'm gonna fucking did it this lap. I am a moron. That's a moron. Some races are sensitive people will talk about feelings. Not wrong. In some places, quite literally. Oh shit. A bit too aggressive there. I should have had a bit of a twitch. I should have backed down. I was like, nah, I'll save it. I didn't. Did I just do... Nope. can't just do that. This track does have a pretty nice flow to it though, once you kind of get the hang of it. Cobbled road aside. Oh, I hit that curb. Ugh, in the wall a little bit. Starting to get the hang of this a bit more, though. Second still off the pace from what Yari was doing. I'm going to help that by blowing the first corner. Hit the curb again. What am I doing? What am I doing? Shambolic display of driving ability tonight. People say I'm good at sim racing, I'll just send them the VOD of this live stream. And then they'll be like, actually, no, you ass. Oh god, that was nearly the wall. Slower. I did make some pretty glaring mistakes, I guess I'm not too surprised. I think the car balance is pretty good though. It's more about getting the lines right. This one always fucks me up. I always get the markers wrong. Probably change the tire pressures though. Probably cost me a bit of front grip. Not that I'm really lacking in the front grip department, but more never hurt. can I avoid hitting the curb? I can, but it was a bit of a limp-wristed effort. I just want to get away from you over all these crests. $53,917. It's better. And I immediately go and fuck it up on the next lap. Oh dear. Balls. How are we on fuel? 29 minutes. Okay, so I could drop a couple of liters out of this. Okay, 25. Yeah, it should be good enough. Tire pressures. I think I can add, what, 3 to this side and like 2 to that. And I think that should be fine. Everything else I think is okay. Maybe I'll try clicking this up and see what happens. Instantly coming in and lowering the bar. Or raising the bar, I should say. Wrong way around. Oh dear, I've done it again. I'm just cursed to get that corner wrong, apparently, on an outlap, because I'm an idiot. Get the curve there. Probably should be braking a bit later into that hairpin. I think that's what's costing me. So I'm going too shallow on entry. Or on apex. Third gear instead. It's a bit better. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, there was a wall there. Stop me from hitting the wall. Good to know. Don't want to do that consistently, but... And I missed my braking spot. Alright, well that happened. Oh, that's the wrong buttons. Okay, well I have all 4 wheels, so... We're good. No buggy suspension brakes. Right there again. What am I doing? Am I didn't. Oh, sliding all the way up there. Gary taking the fastest lap. Oh, but Tia taking it immediately back. Mine. If I brake earlier, I can maybe get a better line through here. It's an awkward corner nonetheless, but... Oh yeah, it is a lot better. Shucks. Well, I'm not quite the slowest, but I'm still a way off the marker. Hoping there'll be a bit more chaos in this one, though. It'll help promote me. However, I need to stop crashing, so... Oh, wait. They've had good luck at the chat, but we're going into qualifying, so... Oh, okay. This car is good fun, though. I think people probably maybe turned off a bit, though, because road car. But the slicks and the suspension on this do kind of make it a bit of a game changer. Fun car to throw around. See what I can put together in qualifying though. I think if I could stitch together an ideal lap, I could put together something not completely terrible. So, just need to make it happen, really. GT3, they can only wish there was fun to drive in this, yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I feel like this is kind of a lost art with a lot of newer cars, is having that disparity between lots of power, lots of mechanical grip, but fuck all aerodynamic grip. And I think this is a balance this car strikes quite nicely. proves that you can still have that kind of driving, even with a more fancy-schmancy modern car. You just set it up right. Not gonna quite be as hair-raising and a workout as, like, these vintage cars, but still good fun. Again, this is one of those cars that's really hidden away. I kind of just stumbled onto it by accident, because you never would think... Oh, shit. Kind of bungled that. You never really think much of it. It's like, oh, it's just a Ferrari 458, but slightly better. It's like a lot of the road cars in this game on the road tires tend to be very understeery. And I remember just throwing a bunch of them together, and I was like, this car was just faster by a country mile. It wasn't because it... Ooh, oh, God. Ooh, I missed the wall. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know how I lived that. It wasn't because it had the most power or anything. It didn't. It was lacking power compared to most of the cars, but obviously... did it a bit more playing around, I realized it just had so much more grip than everything else. Oh, God damn it. Right there again. But it was able to run rings around most cars. I mean, there was one point where I contemplated putting it up against the S3 Gallardo. I thought that could have been an interesting dynamic between grip and power. But the Gallardo, honestly, is just really not fun to drive. That 1,200 horsepower in a straight line is brilliant. But if you come up to any kind of a turn, and it's like, oh, I kind of hate this car. There's an absolute barge. Especially given the way it's set up. It's quite high. Whereas this has got, like, more racy suspension fitted to it as well. Which I think really complement the tires. In a way, I'd say this is somewhat similar. It is quite a different car still. But it is somewhat similar to the Porsche Cup car in this game. In the sense that it, you know, it's got stiff suspension, lots of mechanical grip. Cutting up to a sort of like paddle shift rear mid-engine modern car. Which makes for a pretty fun experience that is easy to pick up, but pretty hard to master. I think I'm slowing down too much through that, but oh well. It doesn't. 200 horsepower Lambo tractor pulls on the straights, plows through the corners. Yeah, literally. I would say the... Oh, God. Suspension on this thing is pretty solid, but it's not quite like... It's not quite as rock solid as, like, the GT3 Cup car. You'd be remiss sometimes for thinking that car doesn't have suspension with how stiff it is. This does have a bit of play. It doesn't quite just bounce off of everything. Big old slide through there. Just hammering these fucking curbs. That does seem to be the best way to get through some of these corners. Second, though. Oh dear, that's risky. That cost me, I think, more than it helped. Shucks. Bit ship-shape through there as well. I think I got more of a knack for this combo now. Definitely better than what I was at the beginning. Still don't think I'm great. But, should hopefully be at least a little more competitive than what I was last time out. And hopefully there should be a bit more jeopardy given the nature of the car. Oh my god, that was so close. And I've lost the rear over the bloody crest. There's our killer here. You wouldn't think it until you actually drive it. That was nice for that chicane there. Sadly, that wasn't for much, though. Given all the mistakes I made elsewhere in the lap. See, alright, does clock in at 151.1. Woo. Just keep it and fall through there. I need to be a bit more careful on the curbs through that section, though. Right up on that curve a bit there. Nearly butt clenched. That wasn't too bad in the end. All out of shape here. Can I fight it back under control? I can. Plug at that corner there a bit. Be so careful over those crests, though. Really throw the car out of shape. Oh no! Ah, oh, god damn it! Buggered my lap up there. Threw it all away at the last minute. I don't know how much better that would have been. I can't actually see. Actually, no, I can. Let's see. 52. Wasn't fast in the first. Oh, okay. I wasn't fast in any of the sectors. But I lost a lot in that final one. This is gonna be interesting, though. Of course, don't forget, no clutch on these bad boys. I guess that's the one thing that is a little bit of a shame with the car, because it doesn't. Didn't quite have. They gave it racing suspension, racing tires. They could have given it a racing gearbox as well. That would have been nice, so I could actually use that clutch pedal. Gary reiterating that in the chat. No clutch. Have a horn. That's what we need. Lights are on, and we're away. We'll beat Yari off the line. Second place at the moment. Yari's got a good run on me up into here. I think I tripped up on this section again. Oh. Got it. It's almost like driving on ice through this bit. Not quite literally, because we still do have traction, but yeah, that lack of road feel. It's really bizarre. Bit too much wheel spin out of there. Seems like Mattia is just that bit better than I am, though. He's steadily strutting away up front. But hey, at least looking at what he's doing, what I'm doing isn't terribly different. I think it's just execution, really. Which is at least somewhat reassuring. And I've pulled away from Yari behind, which can only be a good thing. Oh, bit out of shape through there. But we lived. Bit of a cushion behind now, which is good. Oh no! Until I did that. Damn it. It's not over yet though. Still get this back. Immediately overshoot this corner. Seems like Phil had the same idea. Might be flat spotted slightly, which is interesting. Find that composure that I had in that first lap. I think I need to be a bit lesser on the cuts through there though. I think that might be costing me couple attempts. So I'm a bit hampered on getting the power down. Ferrari isn't exactly flying away at the moment. But he is slowly eking out that gap, which isn't what we want. I think damage might have affected my handling slightly, though. I don't know, it's hard to say for sure. Definitely do feel some slight, I think might be flat spotting, but it's hard to say for sure. Needed a 52. I was quite a bit slower though. I think I'm going to try break it slightly later into here though. So I can run the road properly. I still clip a curb like an idiot. It's pretty rough through there. Let's go away a little more. Slowly still eking away, which is a problem. Deep in that, but we made it through. Ziari actually goes and clocks the fastest lap of the race so far. Yeah, I think hitting that first cup is fine. I just need to. Oh, he made a big mistake though. I've gained a lot of time. Back into this section. It's definitely my weakest point on the track. It's a bit wide there, but I couldn't really profit off of that. Not good enough over here to really make ends. Oh, a bit too much on the curbs. Ride it out. Just about held on there. Okay. Just need to try and keep him honest. We'll maybe get a shot, but he is once again pulling away ever so slightly. Oh, that was a big fumble there. My driving just isn't quite up to the same level. Oh, I got that curb. Eat it before then. My lap was also pretty rubbish, to be honest. 53. Not what I want to be doing. If I had done a 52, I would have gone a lot closer. Seems like he might be slightly struggling himself. Again, bringing it in close. Closer. curbs here. And we're back down to within a second. Clip that curb, but it didn't seem to hurt him too much. I get the best of runs through the corner, but even then. Oh, a little bit locked up into there. Of course, it does have ABS, but when that ABS kicks in, it does really compromise your braking. So you want to avoid hitting it. I actually have to slightly weaken the brake power. As we slide through there, not helping me out at all. I'm on the curb again. It's my best lap, though, which is good. I can tidy up my lines some more. Hit that curb again, though, which doesn't help. Be a shot at Yari later on in this. Even if not, I'm just going to try and keep as much pressure as I can on him. In hopes that he maybe makes a mistake somewhere that I can profit off, like I did earlier. I wasn't even under much pressure there. I just got it wrong. Bring up on that curb a little bit. Driving through that bush does not help, though. Bit of an extra challenge, though, I guess. Your view briefly obfuscated by a bush on the racing line. Closed up on him a bit through here. Hell yeah, it was a much better lap. Under a second. This bit though. Yeah, I'm just gonna open up. Short shifting seems to help a little bit through there though with traction. Grown slightly to a little over a second, and I'm a bit too aggressive on the braking there. That didn't cost me too much, which is good. Very focused here, though. Very easy to get this wrong. Oh, big slide. It's gonna... Surprised it didn't cost me too much. I was worried that was gonna cost me quite a bit. It's gonna have basically no traction. Not great lines through there. But we live, that's the main thing. Sideways on the steering wheel. Okay. Not a terribly great lap for either of us. But it is looking better for me. So I did get that a bit wrong. It's definitely my weakest part of the track, this opening sector. Damage control for here, that's for sure. And then it's just push, push, push for the rest of the track. Oh no! Oh. Yeah, that could have been a lot worse there. That did cost me a lot of time, which kind of sucks. Not really sure what happened there. Oh, I think I know what's happening. That's... oh dear, something's gone very wrong. Oh, my wheels come loose. That's interesting. Also very unfortunate, because it's pretty much killed my hopes now. Unless Yari has an incident. I was about to say that didn't feel right. Put yellow flag up ahead. I think it's Mattia, though. It is. Still pretty much right on top of each other. Opens things up a bit. Annoyingly, though, I could have also been there. I don't know how that happened. The wheel just came completely, like the table clamp came loose. I don't know if it's because I didn't tighten it up enough or what, but it really hurt me. Pretty much undone all the hard work I put in throughout the race to make things happen. Oh well. How the breaks be, sometimes I've gained a bunch of positions throughout racing, even these live stream races, due to other people's hardware misfortunes, so... It's kind of thrown me off my game a bit, though. Kind of degraded my trust a bit in the wheel mounting. Ugh. And just my general focus in the race. Be interested to see what happened, though. Up ahead. Shift too soon there. Just did it. Accident. Let's see if I can string together a bit of a banger of a lap here, though. Let's go out on somewhat of a high. Even if it's not going to be for position. Strut my stuff a little bit. And be like, yeah, I can. Ah, wasn't quite enough. That was fun, though. Oh. Man, oh man. Honestly, my arms are a little bit strained out after that one. It was hard work. I'm gutted though. I mean, obviously, had I not have crashed at the beginning, that would have solved all of these problems, but my wheel probably would have come loose anyways. I don't know how that happened still. It made a great start off the line. Phil and Yari fighting a bit through there helped me out quite a bit as well, buying a bit of leeway. Accidentally. This is a bit wrong through there. I was kind of pulling away here a bit. And I was like, yes, this is looking pretty good. Looking in my favor. Absolutely missed that, though. Literal nut behind wheel issue. Well, it was the screw under the wheel that came loose. But, the one that actually holds the wheelbase onto my desk. I don't know how. Never had that happen to me before, but it did. And this was embarrassing. Bam! I just started braking at the wrong point, I think. I don't know why my brake lights are permanently on. Actually, I just noticed that. Headlights not. Brake lights on. Weird. Yeah, I got that wrong. And it just understeered into the pow. Into that. What's that allowed Yari through? He pulled away a little bit. It was right behind as well, I think. Oh, he's out of shape. He caught it, though. I think he had the end. I don't think he had the... I guess he probably didn't have the confidence to just absolutely slam the car through around the track like we were. Maybe like me. I don't know if everybody else was maybe going as hard. Yeah, it started to claw. Yeah, I was pulling away for a little bit. Very slowly, but he was pulling away. And then the momentum kind of shifted. I think he made a mistake somewhere. Might even be up here, actually. I don't know if he did. Just... I don't know if this is the lap or not. I think there was a point though where we did get considerably closer. It's hard to tell because I can't see what other people's lap times are, but it seems like he's plodding along pretty fine. Oh, I got a little ship shape through there. Then again, I was kind of also... Is it here, maybe? Because I think the gap's grown. Oh, yeah, that'd do it. Absolutely blew the corner. Easily done, because it can be quite hard to see your braking points in the shade. Which brought us a bit closer. Not quite close enough still. But, it's getting closer. Oh yeah, clip the curb there. That was a bit of a butt clench moment. I did that like twice, I think. Clipping that curb with the outer wheel. He's a bit ship-shaped there. A bit slow. Cause yeah, I was slowly but surely chipping into that gap. It was getting slightly smaller lap by lap. Oh yeah, big old slide through there. I think, yeah, 2 laps in a row. Got a back wheel on that curb. Was it though? I think he must have made another mistake somewhere though, because there was a point where I did get a lot closer again. I don't know if that was already this point. I don't think so. It looks like on the, This camera angle, shit! No, another one? Oh, there is another one. Not much better. Okay, he was a lot more, he was a lot more gentle over those curves. I just wanged it in there. I was like, fuck it. If I die, I die. Maybe that's why I just carried more speed through there. Which obviously converted down the straight that isn't really straight. And it's starting to look a bit better on my end. I was like, oh yeah, finally getting closer. Still kind of ebbing and flowing a bit. Neither of us are really driving perfectly, but I was thinking, you know, I might be in with a shot here. Okay, it wasn't as close as I thought it was. Yeah, it's like bringing it down, bringing it down. Then I think it might be here. Yeah, see, the car just completely gets away from me. And I'm like, hang on, something doesn't quite feel right. And then that becomes exacerbated when I get down into here. And I'm completely distracted. Like, looking at my inputs, I was not making the corner because I was still throttling way too late. But also, like, I was, like, moving, my steering wheel was, like, literally moving around in my hands. And I was like, I don't quite think that's meant to be happening. Or, like, the whole wheelbase was moving, because obviously it was the bottom clamp that had come undone. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. At first I was worried that maybe it was the shaft, or, like, the wheel connector, or the shaft had somehow broken. Luckily it was just this clamp underneath. Because I tightened it back up and we were good. But how it came loose, I'm not sure. I've been using this wheel for a couple of months now. Not had that happen once. So maybe I just didn't tighten it enough and it's been slowly working its way loose all live stream. I don't know. But that did kind of cost me. However, Mattia had an even bigger incident up here. Oh, he's sideways. Oh. Sad spin. Just couldn't quite collect the car again. Too much driving on cobbles. Yeah, the cobbles were so smooth, the wheel decided it was going to throw the challenge in itself. And of course, this allowed Yari to catch right up. Which again, I'm extra glad about, because I would have been there. Could have made this a three-way fight, but sadly it was only a two-way. Seems like Yari couldn't quite match the pace, though. He held on pretty well, but he just couldn't quite keep up. Which meant nothing really happened in the end, but nearly. Were you on that outside curb? Oh, you were. Running the limit. That's what I like to see. Oh yeah, actually I wanna... F7 cam, last lap sends through the chicane. See him. Okay. Stairs are not collidable, I think. Maybe not. Ooh. How close everyone got to the wall. I think I was pretty close to the wall. That was a bit in it, actually. Felt a lot closer. I avoided the last curb. I just slammed both of them. I didn't care. Did risk putting you out into the wall, but I felt like I had it under control enough. I don't know if it was faster or not, but it felt cool. See how Phil comes through. Oh, all the way over there. Oh, actually, wait, there's still... Never mind, this wasn't the last lap. There's still one more lap to go. Okay. Whoops. I thought this was the last lap. I apparently can't fucking... Well, I guess I was looking at Yari. But actually, even then, there's still a big gap. Oh, that's the wrong button. Now have just a random screenshot. Reposition. I guess we'll hide the UI if we don't really need it. I guess this should be a good spot. Maybe like there. There you go, yeah, avoiding that curb again. I guess Yari avoids it too. Leaving those 11s as a down. Here comes Phil. I do want to see how close I was to the wall here on this last go around though. I think I got real close. I don't know for sure though. Okay, pretty fine now. Oh yeah, that was a lot closer. Well, I guess not necessarily to the wall, but to the curb. Ooh. I don't think you could really get much. About an inch. However, I did notice in qualifying. I was initially scared shitless, right? That, like, if you got it wrong, you'd bump onto the curb and then just absolutely head on this wall. But no, there's an invisible wall that kind of runs along the edge here. I don't know where it ends, where it starts and where it ends. But, definitely along the, like, crossing bit here between these plant pots. You just kind of... Maybe I hit the plant pot in qualifying, I don't know. But definitely it seems like there is a bit of an invisible barrier here. So it's a bit longer than the barrier actually looks. So it doesn't, you don't just understeer into this and die horribly. But that was pretty enjoyable. And yeah, that is all the main racing done. I guess one thing to throw out is obviously I talked. Well, a couple of weeks ago, obviously, I did a Saturday live stream, and we talked a bit more about it last week. I didn't do one last weekend, just because I didn't. I was a little busy in the evening, but it wasn't for that long. So I could have still done it if I wanted to, but I didn't. And this weekend, well, I was hoping to come back with something, but the IndyCar race is on a Saturday, and I want to watch that, but it happens at the same time that I would be starting, so it's like, ooh, do I throw it off again? Do I do it Sunday? I don't know. So I'm a little conflicted. I don't even know what I play, actually. Still haven't decided that. Because, I don't think I really want to continue Metropolis Street Racer. Because the cons outweighed the pros, I feel. It was an interesting, like, game and concept, but, yeah, it kind of didn't really live up much to the, to what was ultimately there. I was thinking maybe iRacing Arcade, but I think I want to wait on that a bit more. Everyone's going to be playing that as well anyway, so... Well, like, I guess I'd be maybe a bit more unique in that I play sim racing and I played a decent chunk of Circuit Superstars. Because it seems like most people have either played one or the other, or neither. But I don't know. Probably make a little announcement if I think of something. But it won't be on Saturday. It'd be probably be on Sunday, if any day. Because yeah. I'll be watching Alex Palou win again. But it's something I do kind of want to do more consistently. Because it would be... It's nice. I obviously off to a great start of getting into the rhythm of things. Because that's one of the things. You need to... At least for me, I feel I need to kind of get into the rhythm of doing something. To be able to, like, easily get into it and do it. Otherwise, it's too easy to put it off and be like, I just won't do it. But, yeah. The next week, we will be at... The Daihatsus will be... I think we're starting the Abisu leg. We are starting the Abisu leg. The Abisu Higashi, which I think is east. I don't fucking know. This is what the track's called. Using the new shiny version, which I haven't driven on yet, actually. I have installed it, but I haven't driven on it. So I probably should at some point. I don't know. And then, obviously, the week after that will be at Abisu West again, the shiny new version. Which should be interesting. Hopefully, maybe I'll fare a little better at those tracks than I have at these past couple. But it's safe to say I got a bit of learning to do in the Daihatsu. The Ferrari will be at Le Pool of Richard, the full circuit. Which should be interesting as well, I think. The lack of downforce will play a bigger factor there, I think. Will play a pretty sizable factor there and through some of those corners. Interesting to see how it changes our approach through those. But yeah, I think for now there's basically everything. I do have some stuff I want to work on for the server stuff, but stuff that probably won't immediately be visible to people, but I'll make running things a bit easier, and lay some of the foundations for future improvements, hopefully. But I'll probably talk more about those once I actually have something a bit more meaningful done. Because at the moment they're just kind of ideas. And I could sit here talking about ideas till the cows sing, but until those ideas become reality, they're kind of meaningless to anyone but myself. Especially given that they are going to be things that mostly face inwards. So there's stuff like to help out with like setting up the servers and like race controlling and stuff like that. They might not even work as well. That's the other thing. They might not work, but it'd be worth testing anyways. But yeah, I think for now that's where I will end before we go into a full-on Yap Fest. I might be back on Sunday. I'll try and be back on Sunday with something, I think. A bit of casual fun again. That won't be the consistent slot. I think Saturdays are better than Sundays in that regard, but this week it doesn't quite work out, so. But I'd like to do something, get something going. Otherwise we'll never get anything going. And yeah, other than that, yeah, be back next week with more of the same. And yeah, look forward to seeing you around. Thanks everyone who chatted. Thanks everyone who raced. And yeah, I'll be around on the. I might be around on the Discord as well. Take a little break, then maybe I'll be back around if anybody wants to have a hangout post race as per usual, or post stream. But yeah, other than that, I will bid farewell. So adios.